not just a friend, but also kind of builder, or the person who actually supported IIIT from the very beginning and continuously he's continuously doing that. So Mr. Srini Raju to say a few words.
Good afternoon to all of you. Now, before the initiation for this project came in, I want to just share a few more things that happened before that. Mr. Chandrababu Naidu called few of us and said that, why the Silicon Valley the way it is, why the Boston area the way it is. Then, can you make a presentation? He liked these PowerPoint presentations. So we made a PowerPoint presentation for him saying it's primarily because of the universities and the institutions that they have there. So he would never hesitate to say that why can't we have the same thing? Though, people like us may be thinking there we are so small and we have so little resources. And like Professor Raj Reddy said, do you know what it means to build a world-class university? Some of us also have the exposure to them, so we knew that that requires lots of resources. But he wouldn't hesitate in asking why not. So then we were presenting to them what are the universities that we have in California and here, and that was the time then he was thinking that we should also build institutions of excellence. And as part of that initiative, IIIT, ISB, NELSER, and in all of them, it was something, Providence was very good at the time, that all of them have become leading institutions in the country. It's not just in Andhra Pradesh alone, in the country these all have become something. And my association with IIIT is even more interesting. So at the time the IIIT wanted to have association with the industry, so there were 5 industries that were called for, and I was representing one of them, that is Satyam Computer Services. And I was loitering around in front of Mr. Chandrasekhar's office. So they came and said, can you sign on this? I said, what is it? This is called society. We are registering a society. So we want your signature on that. I did not know what I was doing, honestly. Then I forgot about it. After many years, I came to know that I was the first one who signed there. So it was since then whatever happened in the board, like you said, there are some permanent fixtures here. Professor Raj Reddy, I also remained a permanent fixture here, though my contribution was very minimal compared to his contributions. And you also mentioned that we have deviated somewhat from the initial objective of creating manpower for the industry. That's true, that 5 industry partners that we have had, that did not work out. There's some things did not work out well, some did work out very well. And those things slowly drifted away and they went away and whatever it is. But sometimes, some things that don't go well also that may take you in a better direction. Like you mentioned that, today we have really truly a good institution which is a research, innovation and research driven. That is what we've been looking at. I'm sure you've been in government, and Prime Minister has been asking, saying that why not one Indian institution is not listed there in the top 100 in the world? And all of us ask that question. Some of these institutions, these 100 in the world, are actually run by the Indians. Now Carnegie Mellon University has an Indian as a president there, and there are many of the deans or presidents, many of them are being run by the Indian origin people. But in India, we don't have one that figures there, including the IITs, where some of these people have actually graduated from. So the way I look at it is, that time the goal was to create some institutions of excellence. So from now onwards, I think we have to have a goal like the next 10, 20 years time. We have to have some institutions that figure in the top 100 in the world. That should be the goal. But again, it takes commitment, people, and money also. And this institution, in my mind, has that opportunity to be one of those 100 in the world. And it has the DNA, it has the people, the commitment, and I have seen here, there's one thing I want to share with you last 15 years. I've been associated with many companies, many institutions. There's none that I have seen where such a value for money has been created here. The amount of money that has been given to this institution is so minimal, so minimal. Some of the people would have spent it for a building. The total money that has been given here. Next door we have ISB. I'm on the board of the ISB. I know how much money has gone into it. And this institution got 1/10 of it. And for the kind of results that we have derived for that money, is fabulous. It's primarily because of the people that, as you mentioned, I'm not repeating all the people that have been associated here. We believe that we would rather have the people who actually make the difference rather than these buildings. So whatever the buildings came along with the government gave and these half-finished buildings here and there, and but the spirit, is always continued. And even when the people said that, when there's one person actually, when he came for interview for some job, he looked at around those things, actually was worried that we may not be able to pay salaries. So, because he saw these half-finished buildings. And fine, it just happens that one. And now, for us from here, if we need to go to our next journey, that is next 10, 20 years, where if it has to be one of those 100 from India, which figure in the top 100 universities of the world, we need money. That's reality. So we don't have it today. For whatever is the reason, fine, we couldn't, we got a little here and there. But I think now Professor P.J. keeps reminding me every day, saying, Srini, that, from the board you need to take the initiative. And we have to raise the money now. So we are putting together a plan. We will be working out on that one. There are many ways. We'll look at many options, not one or the other. And we'll look at the industry, we'll look at the government, we will look at the foundations. Professor Raj Reddy has been, trying to help us, putting us in touch with some few big foundations. And they have actually come up with a good idea. Hopefully, if that works, we'll get some good funding there. In addition to all these, we want to start developing a good relationship, continuous basis with an alumni of this institution. And yes, they're all very young. They're maybe 10, 11 years since the time they left. They have been contributing, but I think we look forward to a much better engagement with them going forward. In addition to it, I also would like to suggest that the time has come that this institution, initially helped by these two gentlemen here and the professors and the board members, we had to start bringing in the alumni into the institution, in the management itself. Yes, they're young. Maybe initially they come as invitees or whatever it is. If you see throughout the world, most of the great institutions are run mostly by the people who studied in them. Yes, we will have some people from outside to provide the diversity, but we also have to bring in the people who have been part of this one. So I think that with the initiatives that P.J. and the team are taking now, this will truly be part of this, one of those 100 in the world. Thank you.